Hey there, I'm glad you clicked on the video. Today, I thought we could chat a bit about something close to my heart, and maybe yours too. You see, there's a rich, textured world out there full of radiation, super mutants, and oddly charming retro-futuristic landscapes. That's right, we're talking about the Fallout series. You might be thinking, Mantis, what's so charming about a post-apocalyptic world filled with danger at every turn? Well, much like a quiet Sunday morning or a hot bowl of mac and cheese, it's the simplicity, the underlying patterns in the chaos. The first Fallout game was released by Interplay in 1997, about the same time my grandmother discovered the joy of microwave popcorn. It was a simpler time. The game, not the popcorn. Actually, they're both simple in their own ways. My grandma was rich. Well, I guess she was my step-grandma, but I never saw her walk anywhere. Every time my dad would bring me to her house, she would just be sitting watching daytime TV. I was a curious young guy, so I asked her about her money one day. Everybody told me she was wealthy, and it was an exciting topic for me. She told me I sit on the toilet like everyone else, and that really spoke to me. Ever since then, every once in a while, I will think of really powerful people and the fact that at some part of their day, they have to go to the bathroom too. I don't think too much in detail about it, but it gives me a chuckle from time to time. I remember the first time I ventured into the Wasteland. It was almost as nerve-wracking as my first middle school talent show, but instead of a room full of judging peers, it was a world full of irradiated creatures and morally ambiguous decisions. Walking out onto a stage where there is an auditorium filled with 3,000 people you see every day can be a bit jarring, but I was a performer growing up. I played some emo song from a band that nobody cares about anymore, and my fellow students clapped. Everything went to plan. You are watching one of my videos right now and not listening to a song of mine, so we can see how well that plan worked out. The Fallout series is known for its unique blend of grim post-apocalyptic setting mixed with a whimsical retro-futuristic aesthetic. Kinda like if Norman Rockwell painted a picture of the end times. It's almost comforting in a peculiar way. It makes me think about the mysterious stranger. Who is that guy, am I right? But I guess that's his whole shtick though, mystery. You know, before Bethesda took the reins of the series, the mysterious stranger had a chance to be male or female, changing based on the player's chosen gender. That really adds a lot of mystery as to who it could be, not to mention the time span of over 100 years from when they appear in one game and then the others. I guess they are right. That is one mysterious stranger. Good thing he's on our side. I do that sometimes. Think about NPCs and whatever happened to them. Like Zarn, the Deathclaw inside Navarro during Fallout 2. The Enclave captured him, and he is a member of Gruthar's pack, the intelligent Deathclaws that inhabit Vault 13. But after we see him at the base, we never see him again. Does Zarn go back to Vault 13? We never really find out. Whatever it was he decided to do with his life, I hope he found happiness. If a giant sentient lizard is even capable of doing so, what would make a Deathclaw happy? Probably a field filled with mole rats. The phrase, war never changes, it's become as comforting as a wool sweater on a chilly Pacific Northwest evening. Sure, it's a little itchy, a little uncomfortable, but it's familiar, and in a way, that's soothing. I have a feeling war does change though. I mean, we've seen that it does, but I think I get what Fallout is trying to say. that war never really changes. While the look and feel of it may evolve, deep down, the same influences inspire the same violence. Do you remember when you found your first power armor? I bet it felt like the first time you got a window seat in the school bus, looking out at a world full of possibilities and super mutants. But that's a part of the charm, isn't it? When Fallout 3 moved us from the isometric perspective of the previous games to a full-blown 3D world, it was like switching from home movies to IMAX. Suddenly, the Wasteland wasn't just a setting, it was a place that you could almost touch. Remember stepping out of Vault 101 for the first time? That blinding light, the wide open desolation? It's akin to the moment you realized your small hometown was just a tiny part of a much larger world. It's strange, isn't it? How something as stark as a post-apocalyptic world can feel so homey. But life's funny that way. Though, like a class reunion, Fallout New Vegas was familiar but different. Your favorite band might have played, but they had a new drummer. That drummer was Obsidian, many of whom worked on the original Fallout games. New Vegas added more color to the series, more shades of gray to its moral choices. It's like realizing that your childhood heroes have their flaws too. Unsettling perhaps, but it makes them more human, more relatable. At first glance, a post-apocalyptic desert might not seem as comforting as, say, a warm slice of perfectly preserved pie, but it's the feeling of overcoming adversity, that resilience, that makes the Mojave Wasteland strangely comforting. The factions in New Vegas, they're like the different clubs in high school. The NCR, the Legion, Mr. House, they all want you to sit at their lunch table, and just like in high school, it's a tough decision. I can remember this one time at my high school during lunch, this kid, Max, who had a reputation of knocking tough guys out, we had crossed paths. Something he did made me upset, and I remember standing up, and he said, "I will end you," very loudly. I believed him, and I went and sat back down. I think about it often as I feel like I would have gotten pretty banged up for little to no reason. He is on that Race to Survive TV show now, and I think he also did Naked and Afraid. It's good to see that he took that uncompromising attitude and put it in a good outlet. He found success challenging himself, and we could all be that lucky. New Vegas itself is so fabulous, a bright, bustling city amidst the desolate wasteland. It's like finding a fully decorated Christmas tree in the middle of July. Unusual, but it brings a smile to your face. Some of my happiest moments in life involve twinkling Christmas lights. There's something magical about them for sure. They can be romantic, they can be comforting, and against a blanket of snow, you can't beat them. New Vegas is like that, shining like a star in the dark, lonely place that is the Mojave. It pulls you closer, its warmth can be felt from miles away. And that's the thing about Fallout New Vegas, friend. Despite the rads, the ghouls, and the ever-present danger, there's a sense of home to it. Like a favorite blanket, it wraps you in its comforting embrace, even if it's a bit rough around the edges.